Okie dokie. So I'm trying to take apart my Honda Spree, and here's some progress so far of what I'm doing. Well, the engine blew up, obviously. So here's the old piston. What I've found out is what caused this destruction is so on both sides of the pin here, the wrist pin, you have the sear clips in this little bag. Those are the new ones, and that's a new wrist pin and some bearing. One was on there, a seat right in here, and one was there on this side. You know, it looks fine and everything, but on this side, there's this huge gash right here. It wasn't there. There's that huge gash all the way through the piston rings and everything. And it wasn't there. And I could just slide this all through there and everything. And I had 30 psi and when I compression tested before I took it all apart. And I hit a bump, and it just I heard a pop, and then it just died, and I couldn't do whatever. Couldn't ride it. So there she is, all torn apart. A junk sticker. Yeah. There's a big brother. So that's what that looks like so far. We've gotten that far. We've gotten everything good. I'm taking the old gasket off right now of the motor half thing. Clean this side up real nice. Still have to do the gasket stuff on here. There's the whatever flywheel fan thing. And then I got this from Chop Chop 123 on not Craigslist, freaking eBay. $100 for the 48mm big bore kit. Comes with, I don't know why they sent me two, but I got two lower half gaskets for right here. And yeah, I don't know why I have two of them, but they gave me two. Then it doesn't come with this bearing. The bearing was from in there, and I just dropped all my sear pins in the muck. Okay, I found them. They were in the muck. And so it says EX for exhaust on one side. This is my first time ever doing this, so I don't know what I'm doing. It has this little piece right there that's pressed into the ring. The piston itself, to keep the ring from moving side to side when it's fully compressed. There's one. And there's one. Here's the new head. It's freaking humongous. It looks just like the old one. The only thing I don't have a problem, I have a problem with right now, is I don't want to use these stock whatevers, and it didn't come with any, so I might just go to the store and use a bolt for that, because there's no way I'm getting this out of there. So, but here's the new piston. Looks nice, and that's what that looks like. And then for comparison, here's the old piston inside of the new jug, or whatever you want to call it. So there's that. Get back to you, hopefully. We'll see. So an interesting story with this, along with blowing my Honda Spree up in 1986. I was at a campground, and I was like, you know what, I'm going faster. So I'm starting to adjust the mixture screw on here, and then all of a sudden I'm riding it, and it gets super lean. And I noticed the mixture screw wasn't even there. It was gone. So I don't know where it went, but I just kept on ripping it, and it sounded fine, whatever. Here's my old head that I painted, sort of. Gotta paint that side. But then I just took it on a belt sander, and did that to make it look cool. The kit from Chop Chop also came with a new jet for the carburetor. Here's the old one. And I really didn't want to buy the $86 carburetor just to get the one mixture screw. So, yeah, I didn't want to do that. So, I borrowed that. This is whatever it is, Sharper Tech heated ultrasonic cleaner from my neighbor, and just put some Simple Green and water in there and heated it up to 45 degrees Celsius and let it run for an hour. And this thing was dirt nasty, and now it's nice and clean, and I washed it off with just regular water and blew out all the ports and should use mint. So back to the story. So I didn't want to buy the $86 carburetor, so I read on one of the Spree forums that a NB instead of the NQ, which is the Honda Spree NQ50, you can get an NB50 carburetor. It's the same exact carburetor, but it's just opposite on everything pretty much. So I bought this for 15 bucks, brand new, and I'm planning to use that doohickey instead of the old one. I'm going to use mixture screw and the pink hose because it looks cool, and the O-ring right there. But yeah, I'm pretty much using this carburetor as parts to make that carburetor half nice. So yeah, there's all the stuff taken apart. So, okie dokie. Okay, so here's some of the differences I found between the NB50 carburetor and the NQ50 carburetor. And some of the things that I found are somewhat interchangeable and different. Both the float bowls, they are identical from as far as I can tell. And the little needle here, the one on the right has a rubber tip on it, and that one's the old one for some reason. And this one doesn't have that. So, yeah. That's a difference. The mixture screw and the idle screw, I have no idea what the mixture screw looked like, so I'm just kind of guessing at this point. The O-rings are identical for the part where it goes onto the spacer right here. The gasket for the float bowl is not interchangeable. This little bracket is. These are both identical, so you can switch them out. The tips on the idle screw are the same, and they have the same thread. It does fit in there. You don't really need this O-ring because it'll stick out, because on this carburetor it just goes onto here and you have this screw which sticks out. So yeah. What else? The throttle thing, these are identical. Cover's not. The little hose that comes with it, that is identical. If you wanted to, the jets do look pretty much the same. Here's the old one. That'll fit. So, yeah. Okay, so I got the carburetor back on, fully reassembled. Hope I did everything correct, I don't know. Kind of just winged it. Another thing is, all of the hardware on here was interchangeable with the other one over there, so that's a plus. I took the little stupid cover off of here, I didn't like that. Yeah, put the spacer back in, got the new O-ring on. Flip this the opposite way, so that looked a little nicer. Yeah. That's that. Hopefully it works. update here. Next day, I got the head torqued down. I got the head gaskets and the lower gasket in. I got the two halves together. I couldn't get a gasket for that, so I just used some black RTV for that. I used some engine assembly lube, put everything together, make sure it's real nice. Put in both sear clips. Made sure the rings were in the right spot. On the piston, everything lined up. And got my valve cover back on, the nice shiny one. I will be trying to get another valve cover in, or whatever you want to call it. It's not a valve cover, but yeah, which is going to be cut on the bottom, so it's going to be for higher compression. We'll see how that goes with the stock carb. I also got that put back on there. These brakes are kind of shot. Oh well. We're trying to go fast, not stop fast, so. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with right now. Pretty sick looking. Too bad it's going to be all covered up, but not for long. So I got the moped all back together from where I think is correct. I haven't put on the thing right there because I'm going to put starter fluid in there just to speed up the process, get some fuel moving. Pretty sure I have everything correctly. There's super compression in there. Like, this is so much harder to kick now than there was before it blew up. This is that side. I haven't put any covers on yet, but I like the outcome so far. It wasn't too bad. Hopefully it starts. We'll see. I just ended up using a bolt for now, for the exhaust bolt. It's on there. Yeah. See how she rips. Hopefully she starts and doesn't blow up. That would be nice. She's running. Second kick, she started up with some starter fluid. Just have her idling right now. I'm just trying to dial in everything with the homemade Frankenstein carburetor of another carburetor and the random parts and whatever. But she's on and she's running. Just gonna let her idle here for quite a while. Sounds pretty good. I'm still adjusting some stuff, so gotta play with the mixture screw and whatnot. So here she is all put together. Ran her for probably a couple hours, just idling and then tuning it in and everything. So get a couple thingamadoodads here. I didn't put those stupid engine covers on. I didn't like them. Those, I did not like those. Took that off. And I bought new stainless steel rod. I'm going to try to make a new rear rack because this one is pretty bent from the previous owner, not me. And you can see right there, it's all stupid, so I'm gonna make a new one that's nice the way I want it to. So yeah, goodbye. It's the next day. I've somewhat tuned the carburetor a little bit. At first, I don't know anything about carburetors, so the only thing that I've done before this with the carburetor was a chainsaw. And that thing runs-ish. But this is my first time like actually doing anything with the carburetor, with tuning the adjustments and fine-tuning it from scratch. because silly me, I didn't count the turns before. Well, actually that one's totally gone, so yeah, whatever. So I've tuned it a little bit. The idle is a little high from what I've read. The back wheel isn't supposed to start turning. So right about there. But it sounds like it's gonna just completely stall out, so somewhere. So here's what I got with the jet that came with the big bore kit. I was having problems with that, so I put in the other jet, the stock one, because I thought it was just running way too lean. So I switched it out, stripped this bolt in the carburetor, so that's kind of crap. Have to drill it out and cap it to a bigger size. But then it sounded like it was running really nice, but then I'm like, this is getting really hot. It was like super duper warm right here. Like now I can put my hand there just fine and it feels lukewarm, but like back here, whew, it was burning you. So I took the spark plug out, looked at it, and it looked super dry, and like the white on it and everything, and I looked that up and it was super lean. And so I took the one that I put in here and swapped the old one back in, and I'm actually half tuning it right now. I've gotten it to where it'll rev up nicely. It still smokes and everything, but I'm still trying to figure out everything right now, but it runs, and I almost blew it up when it was running super lean. I was out riding it around, and all of a sudden it just like died out of nowhere, and I like put the kicker out, it was like trying to start it, and it was locked up. I was like, oh no, I've never had that before, so that was super scary.